Your Honor, this case asks a simple but deeply troubling question. How did a healthy baby leave daycare with a serious injury? My client's child, Liam, is only 14 months old. He cannot speak for himself. He cannot explain what happened. On the morning of March 18th, Liam was dropped off at Bright Steps Daycare, happy, calm, and uninjured. By afternoon, his parents were called and told that Liam was crying unusually and refusing to move his leg. A medical evaluation later confirmed that Liam had suffered a significant leg injury. This did not happen at home. It did not happen overnight. It happened while Liam was under the exclusive care of the daycare staff. The daycare claims this injury was the result of a minor accident. But, Your Honor, babies do not sustain serious injuries without cause. Someone failed to supervise. Someone failed to act responsibly. And someone failed to tell the truth about what happened. We are not here to accuse recklessly. We are here because the explanations keep changing. Records are incomplete, and accountability is missing. Liam deserves answers. His parents deserve the truth, and every family trusting this daycare deserves to know their children are safe.
Mrs. Carter, please describe what happened on the day of the incident.
I dropped Liam off around 8:30 a.m. He was fine. He waved at me like he always does. He wasn't upset or hurt. Around 2:45 p.m., I got a call from the daycare saying Liam wouldn't stop crying and seemed uncomfortable. When I arrived, he was lying on a mat, not moving much. One staff member said he might have fallen while standing. Another said he bumped into a toy. No one could give me a clear answer. When I picked him up, he cried harder than I had ever heard before. At the hospital, the doctor asked if there had been a fall. I told them the daycare couldn't explain it clearly. That's when I knew something wasn't right.
Did the daycare provide an incident report that day?
No, they said they'd write one later. We didn't receive it until 2 days after.
When I read the report, it didn't match what we were told verbally. The times were vague. It said possible fall, but didn't say who was supervising or where it happened. We trusted this daycare. We paid extra because they promised close supervision. But when our child was hurt, suddenly no one knew anything.
Your Honor, I want to begin by saying how sorry we are that Liam was injured. We care deeply about every child in our facility. However, we did not witness any major accident. Babies at this age are learning to stand and walk. Minor falls are common. We believe Liam may have lost balance while pulling himself up near a low table. Our staff responded immediately when he became upset. We followed protocol and contacted the parents. There was no intent to hide anything.
Were cameras present in the room where Liam was placed?
Yes, but the footage is overwritten every 72 hours.
And was that footage preserved?
No, by the time the injury was confirmed, it was no longer available.
You were assigned to Liam's room that day, correct?
Yes.
How many children were in the room?
12.
And how many caregivers?
2.
So 1 caregiver for 6 infants.
Yes.
Were you watching Liam at the moment he began crying?
I was helping another child.
So you don't know exactly how he was injured?
No, I don't.
Your Honor, injuries of this nature in nonverbal infants are uncommon without a clear incident. While minor tumbles happen, serious injuries typically involve a lack of supervision, unsafe equipment, or improper handling. When staff cannot explain how an injury occurred, that is a red flag. Daycares are responsible for constant monitoring, especially with children under 2 years old. Failure to document immediately, preserve video evidence, or provide consistent explanations suggests procedural negligence. Your Honor, we are not saying someone intended to hurt our baby, but intent doesn't erase responsibility. Someone wasn't watching, someone didn't notice something unsafe, and afterward, no one could tell us the truth. If this can happen to our child, it can happen to another.
Your Honor, the plaintiffs are asking the court to assume wrongdoing without proof. There is no video, no witness saw an incident. Babies fall. That does not automatically mean negligence. Bright Steps Daycare followed licensing rules, maintained proper ratios, and notified the parents promptly. Tragic accidents can happen even under careful supervision.
This case is difficult because the victim cannot speak and the evidence is incomplete. But that lack of evidence is not neutral. It exists because procedures failed. The court fined the following. 1. The daycare had exclusive control of the child during the injury window. 2. No clear explanation was provided for how the injury occurred. 3. Incident documentation was delayed and inconsistent. 4. Video evidence that could have clarified events was not preserved. 5. Supervision was insufficient for the number and age of children present. While the court cannot determine the exact moment or mechanism of injury, it can determine responsibility. Bright Steps Daycare is found liable for negligence in supervision and reporting. The court orders full coverage of all medical and follow-up care related to Liam's injury, mandatory staff retraining on infant supervision, immediate changes to incident reporting procedures, required preservation of camera footage following any injury, a formal compliance review by licensing authorities. This ruling is not about blame, it is about protection. Children placed in care deserve safety, transparency, and accountability. The court is adjourned.